What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And this one I want to talk about Tesla stock and then break down some important lessons we could take away from what's happening with it. I'm going to break down some things about trading, the psychological aspect of trading, and also what you should be watching for. And I'm going to use Tesla as an example of some things you could learn, which are very, very important. But before I break into these this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit $500 into the account, you are guaranteed 20 free stocks. If you deposit $25,000 or more, you're guaranteed 75 free stocks, and the offer ends in just a couple of days. So, anyways, when it comes to Tesla, what am I seeing for the chart? As you guys can see, we have this nice inverse head and shoulders like structure, and this thing does have some more potential to try to like break out from here. But the question is, how would I actually eye this? What would I be looking out for? And would I actually enter this trade if I were to like do anything like this? And here's my answer, guys. So typically, it really depends on the setup. When you want to trade, you don't want to just let FOMO get the best of you and have very bad entries. What you want to do is, and this is very simple, but it's also complicated. So you want to be entering down here when we're about to get these balances, we're about to get like a breakout, and you want to be exiting up here, right? You want to be entering right here during these consolidation phases and exiting here. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. No one's going to get it perfectly, but get the general idea here. We had an inverse head and shoulders, right? You want it to be entering around this area, whether it's from this bottom right here where this support happened to be, or whether it's this breakout. So at the moment it broke out from here, this resistance at 186, you could have entered there. You could have even entered off this breakout, this big bar here at like 193. That could have been another entry. This break above 195 could have been a quick entry as well. So those are some examples of entries. But if you were to ride this up, you also want to take profits. You want to be exiting like up here or very, excuse me, very close to these levels if you wanted to. But if you wanted to keep holding, you could have. I just want to make it clear that you want to buy at very low levels and then sell at higher levels. So that's how you'd basically be looking at the stock. Now, there's something else that's important, and that is if Tesla were to break out more, what would I be watching for? And the answer is confluences. What are confluences? That means that you have many different signals, many different patterns and indicators suggesting the same thing. And that's what you want to be watching for when you're entering your trades, when you're day trading, because this gives you an increased probability of something playing out. And let me explain. So if I were to trade this, I know I talked about like going long. I wouldn't solely go long because of this pattern right here. One pattern, I mean, that does work, but it's not everything. It's not just an inverse head and shoulders and you're done with. Let me explain. Firstly, this inverse head and shoulders like structure tells me that Tesla might try to break out. Okay, that's number one. Number two, we got this nice big bar here. It was starting to curl here. You can see a cup was forming. This was an accumulation. This suggests that a breakout was coming. That's number two. Number three, there's an imbalance up here and an unfilled gap at 207. Once again, guys, another big signal that Tesla could have come to this high level. Then look at the market structure, higher high, higher low, higher high, nice little uptrend. So what I'm trying to tell you is like once you get really good and experienced with trading, you're going to be able to eye all of this like really fast. Like in a matter of like a minute, you could like eye everything. And that's like how I kind of like developed my brain, but that came from like years of watching charts, being very very quick. So I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just trying to let you know that when trading, it's always good to look for multiple different things telling you the same thing. Now, if I were to trade this, I wouldn't be as inclined to enter it here for this potential move up here. Uh, but I'm also eyeing another structure. We could be forming a flag right over here. Notice this bull flag that could be forming. We got this like breakout, and then we're going to be watching to see if we could get a breakout from here again. If we get this breakout, that could be another signal. So my point is there are lots of different things which are kind of suggesting we could get some kind of breakout. Generally, I wait for confirmation first before entering. I know I'm very redundant when I keep saying that over and over again, but that's what trading is all about. Patience, waiting for confirmation, waiting for those breaks. And I would say that when trading, always remember you want to buy at a low price and have a target. You want to target a certain level. So if you wanted to enter a trade, let's just say you're targeting like 207 on Tesla. I can't promise you it's going to get there. And you have to assume that every trade you take could fail. So you always want to manage risks and you always want to have a stop loss or something to save you. But with that being said, I can't say with 100% certainty, yes, Tesla will go to 207 to fill its gap and then maybe even 212, which is where the top of this like breakout was from the downside. But I can tell you that there's a high probability, and the probability will go up when we have so many different things suggesting it could break out. Now, SPY and the QQQ are kind of weak, so there's a less probable chance Tesla will get that breakout. But for it to happen, we need some kind of news catalyst. That's what I think. We need something, some news to come out to help this thing break. And I'll be watching for that just to be safe. So I have this idea in my head. I have all of this in my brain right now. I'm thinking, okay, we have these different indicators. I'm waiting for the news to come out. I know what SPY and the QQQ are likely doing. They're showing some weakness, but we need something to help Tesla. We have this flag forming. We have an inverse head and shoulders. I have all of this in the back of my mind. So if I were to enter this, I'd look for a very, very good low point for entry and then a breakout. Or even if it comes lower, look for this thing to break out, and then you could just try to scalp it and then continue to raise your stop in the process. I wouldn't like entering this just to target this level. I would have liked to enter like down here a lot more, even like a breakout here before the big breakout came in a single day. But I hope you guys could understand where I'm trying to go with this, right? So you want to be looking for confluences. That's one of the best ways to trade. Look for many different things telling you that a stock might go higher, a stock might crash, might go down. Look for a lot of different things. And when they all come together, it's like stars aligning, which suggests a move to the upside is coming. And in Tesla's case, we had a lot of confluences. The move, in my opinion, much of the move is already done. We went from like 180 all the way up to 205 in just a couple of days. So there could be more juice left, yes, but we need to see if we could get a breakout, and I would watch it very carefully. Now, another thing about this, and this is where I was kind of like getting at when I mentioned buying at low levels and selling high. To achieve this, you need a lot of discipline. I want to be honest with you, and I can't stress this enough. It's not something you want to hear. It's not something that you will like, but it's the truth. You need a lot of discipline if you want to be able to day trade and make money in these markets consistently. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm not going to be just chugging a margarita, on Monday night or Monday at 4 o'clock in the morning, right before I have to start trading. I typically don't do that because it's going to ruin my concentration and stuff. I'm very careful with that, for example. And I came up with a lot of routines and practices that could help me calm myself down if I ever make a mistake or if I ever have a red day. And it's all around discipline. What do I do that's going to help me remain disciplined? I go to the gym consistently. And if I have a red day, I oftentimes go back and kind of like relive the trading day, look at what I did wrong. And then I like to, calm myself down, going for like walks around the park, going to the ocean and such. I do things like that to really calm my mind down and then come back the next day to return even stronger. So our brains are also programmed based off associating events. So meaning if I believe I'm going to calm myself down, or after every single red day to calm myself down, I go to a park, going to a park is more likely to calm me down, regardless of if I had a red day or not, right? And I could use that to my advantage. We could program our brains in ways that are to our advantages. Another example of how you could program your brain is through your circadian rhythm. So, for example, I oftentimes had a hard time sleeping at night, sleeping early. So for me to figure out different ways to sleep, I have to try to associate things that could help me sleep earlier, whether it's not using my phone at night, having to do something else, for example. And then on top of that, I have to build discipline. Discipline would be putting my phone away at 8:45 and going to bed at like 9 every single night so I could wake up at try to get as many hours of sleep as possible and wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning to start my trading day. That's just an example. So, discipline your life by identifying what you could be doing wrong. And with these disciplinary practices, I think that that could increase the odds of you being disciplined in your trading. Because I once heard from a great trader that your daily practices reflect the type of trader you're going to become. If you're very agitated, you're very emotional throughout the day, you're more likely to be emotional when you're trading. If you learn to be calm, excuse me, guys, if you learn to be calm, cool, and collected, you're just very chill throughout the day, and you don't let things phase you. You remain very stoic throughout your day, right? You're more likely to be more stoic when you're trading. You're less likely to be too emotional. And it's very important to master that, being able to like program yourself to be in a different flow state of tranquility when you are trading. So, with that being said, the two lessons to take away from this video: number one, look for confluences. Look for moments in which there are different indicators telling you the same things. Buy low and sell high. But to do that, it's an art. It's an art. You have to be disciplined. You have to be patient. And I cannot stress that enough. How do you become more disciplined? It starts off by putting in the work. Sometimes you have to just force yourself to start. It's just like how if you don't go to the gym for like 3 months and you start going again, it's going to be really hard. But once you build a habit of going like every single day or every other day, you're more likely to have an easier time at going, but you have to discipline yourself. All right. So, with that being said, those are the two lessons of the video. Tesla, right here, is like an example of a stock that you could use to help you out. Um, Look for different indicators telling you the same things, and then don't forget about maintaining the disciplinary lifestyle. Or if you don't have to be like extremely disciplined every single day in every single thing you do. I just mean like in general, be mainly disciplined in a way where you don't let things that could ruin your trading get in the way, and you try to do what's necessary, from sleeping early, taking breaks, relaxing your mind, and doing disciplinary steps to improve your trading. That's what I basically mean. uh, Different people have different brains, different experiences, so we're all different. Some people may have to sleep longer than others, so always remember that and do what's best for your own portfolios and your lives. So hopefully this video was helpful. I hope that I provided some nice value into your guys' lives for trading. Hope you guys learned something, and I just want the best for everyone out there. Take care, guys. Do what you have to do. Enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you guys very soon tomorrow. Thank you for listening, and peace out.